It's Saturday. I came to the library to do some work today, and they closed at 5, and there's a picnic table area outside, so I just came outside. Anyway, when I was inside, there was a man talking to one of the librarians. I could tell they were friends and had known each other a long time. Listen, I love that for you. When I get together with my friends, it's so great. When I'm on set and I see somebody I haven't seen in a long time, like I did an overnight shoot yesterday. We ended at 2 a.m. I saw someone I hadn't seen in maybe a year, and we kikied all night. It was so great. But they were talking in this room with the door open, so this gentleman and the librarian, and they were so loud. And I could have moved. I didn't say anything to them. I was going to ask if I could close the door, but I didn't say anything because I was like, well, anyway, I wasn't annoyed. I wasn't mad. I just wanted to work quietly. That's why I came to the library quietly, but around people. And so I came to sit outside the library to do some work, and then he was still talking to the woman outside, which is fine. They were near my car, and I had forgotten something in my car. Actually, my phone. I left my phone in the car by accident, but I didn't need it. So I go over to my car to get my phone because I needed to tether the internet. I thought I could tether the Wi-Fi from outside the library, but it doesn't work. So either they turned off the Wi-Fi when they closed the library, or the signal just isn't reaching out here. I haven't decided which. Anyways, they're standing right next to my car, which is weird because my car is... everyone has left the library, so my car is parked by itself and there are no cars around it, so I don't know what they were doing there. Anyway, so I'm walking away from my car back to the picnic table to keep working, and I hear something behind me. He's jogging up behind me, and he goes, "Do you come here to the library often?" I said, "I come sometimes." Honestly, I plan to come to the library every day, but I don't always make it. So he said, "Well, can I get your number?" And I said, "Not this time, maybe next time." He seemed like a nice guy. I could hear part of what they were talking about only because they were talking so loud inside. And he seems like a very nice fellow, but you know what? I had just heard him talk for 2 hours, almost an hour and a half, and I just didn't want to hear him talk anymore right now. And so when I said next time, I really meant next time, maybe. And so he said, okay, and then he left. Then him and the woman talked for probably another half hour. Oh, I also said, "You just left your friend over there." So he left the friend standing at my car, ran over to me to ask me this. And so when I said, "You just left your friend standing," he was like, "Oh, I was talking to my friend. We're just friends." And I was like, "But you just left her over there." He was like, "Oh, I'm going back." It's just really awkward. I'm coming to the bench, so he could have finished with his friend and then come over. Anyway, I just thought it was weird that he just left her standing over there. Anyway, so I said maybe next time, and I did mean it. So then the librarians park on the back side of the library, so he walked around to the back with her, and I imagine he was walking her to her car and then coming back to get his. So as he's coming back around from the back of the library, he walks my way again. He comes over, he sits down, and he said, "Is it later yet?" And I said no, and I told him how I had heard him talk for 2 hours, and I just was ready to not hear him talk for a little bit. And he was like, "Oh, I thought my car was over there." And I was like, "No, I didn't mean out by my car. I meant inside the library." And I told him how I thought about asking to close the door, but I really didn't feel like it was my place because I could have gotten up and moved. But the tables where I was standing are stand-up tables, and I wanted to stand and work instead of sitting and work. Well, they're not necessarily for standing, but they're high tables where I could put my computer on and stand while I worked. And I was like, when I said next time, I didn't mean today. I meant next time, when you're at the library and I'm at the library. He goes, "No, that's not how this works." He's like, "There is no next time." I go, "Sir." Anyway, so the real reason I'm making this video is it just feels weird to give a stranger my number. And I don't know if I'm ever going to be comfortable doing that. So he said, "What feels weird about it?" And I told him that it just felt strange because I didn't know him. He was a stranger. And he goes, "Well, how is anybody supposed to get to know anybody?" And I was like, "I don't know. You meet people, but like know them. I don't." Anyway, it feels weird. So I'm just not down with giving strangers my phone number. It feels weird, and I don't think I need to do something that doesn't feel right. It just feels weird, and I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't like it. So, God, that's how I feel, and you know that, so there's that. All right, if you have something to say, I'm sure you're going to say it. I'm going to get back to work at the library outside.